SPD, emergency. Greetings, Dave here, DCPFX, feeling SPD today. Shirt, changer. To show off some of my 3D prints. I started really when I started designing with my 3D printer when I was using SketchUp. I thought I'd make some SPD stuff because it didn't really exist in the Power Rangers community. People made coins, people made all those other things. Not a lot of SPD love. Well, buzz, but other than that, not a lot of SPD love. So I had some ideas of things I wanted to make. So I'm going to show you what I made. I first started off, I made this containment card. This was called a containment card. So when they caught the bad guy, they put it into a containment card, and on the show, he goes, "Oh, let me out of here," a miniature prison. Now, I made this my own. In the show, really, it's just the lines are just cut in and done. I thought I'd raise it, make it sort of something that is mine. You know, it's my design. So someone goes, "Well, that's what I made." Well, that was my design. I made that. So that was my first one. I'm extremely thin. You can see there, very thin, was not a lot of layers of styrene. So when I got into making them in the 3D design, I made a couple different versions, but this is the one that really came out the best. So what I've done is I've inlaid the text, I've inlaid it by quite a bit. It's got some good heft to it. This was nice because I have some online friends who were friends with the actors. They would, "Hey, take a look at this." They went, "Holy crap." Much like in my Ninja Storm amulet, previous video, they said, "Wow, that's better than we had in the show." And same thing with this. They said, "This is pretty cool." Now, that being said, now that I've made these, a few people are going, "Well, I like design. I'm going to make it." So who knows much longer. It's a cool prop. I need to finish it, paint it. It's going to be a pain to paint, but I can do it and finish it, and it'll be fine. But, you know, I make it for myself. I don't make these things to sell. I also, because I was doing it, every character wore a pin. They would be either gold or they would be silver. I'll put pictures over the side. So I designed this. This is the second one I designed. The other one was quite a bit thicker. This one is a perfect size to just, you know, it goes on the shirt like this, or the uniform. It depends on whether they are in civilian garb or, well, cadet garb, or they're in this. In the morphed uniform. Now, I do have a red helmet, which I will one day finish. I always liked Jack. I thought it was pretty cool. Sky was pretty cool too. One thing I liked about SPD, it was a lot of Canadian actors in it. And now, if you look, they've gone on to other things. The Red Ranger has been in several shows. Brandon J. McLaren. The Blue Ranger, Sky Tate. Chris Violet, he's been in Discovery and a couple other shows. So they've had some fun with it. SPD itself was I liked it. It was a nice departure from the other seasons. It was the 13th season. So it was set in 2025. So that means in 5 years, we got aliens walking around. That's kind of cool. It was February 5th, 2005 it came out. So we have already passed the 15-year anniversary. Nothing really came of that. There was plans for 10 years, but nothing came of that. SPD. I have some friends who love this shirt and they said I can't wear it because they have a city that starts with S. And they go, "Well, I don't want people to think I'm in the police department." Stood for Space Patrol Delta. This was the story of the B team, the B cadets, and they got the morphers and they fought the bad guys. This was based on the Sentai series, Deca Ranger, or the SPD Special Police Deca Ranger. Very different show. They obviously made it a lot lighter on the Power Rangers side of it, but I enjoyed it. The production qualities were great. You know, they had some really good cinematography to it. The effects, when we started getting some of the wire foo, some of what you saw in Dino Thunder, which was the season before, and maybe a little bit to Ninja Storm. But this is at the time where Saban has sold the series. At the end of season 10, or Wild Force, they sold the series to Disney. So they became a little bit different in the way they were doing things. Moved everyone to New Zealand and did a lot of it there. Still an enjoyable show. I enjoyed watching it. So obviously I enjoyed making the props. when I first started making these and putting this online, a few people went, dude, you're printing my childhood, which is always fun to hear. And one last thing about SPD, it's around the time that Bandai America sort of changed around the changers. Up until the, probably around this time of SPD, you started to see the changers get a little bit smaller because they were focusing more on the kids. In Japan, changers, things like that, as morphers are called, changers, they tend to make them full size. So if you look at Power Rangers, you see that what they're using, it is pretty much what they use in the show because they made them the right size. That lasted for quite a while, even in space. They're all really good sizes, but then we got to SPD. This is the Japanese changer, and this is the American changer. So you can see, get up there, quite a bit of difference. Missing a mode. This one only has change and judge. This one has, so you've got the change mode, and you've got phone mode, and you've got judge mode. Now, if this actually had batteries in it, it would actually go judging, and it would give you either a guilty or an innocent. In the American version, all you get is guilty. In the Japanese and the Korean version, you get a alternating, well, not even alternating, it's sort of as hit and miss. Sometimes you get guilty, innocent. And it did happen in the show a couple times that there was some innocence, like T-Top and other things like that. Just innocent. What? No. Anyway. So that's my video for the day. Like I say, I'm trying to do 3 a week, and this is day 2, is Wednesday. It's day 2 of 3. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one Friday because I'm taking the day off. I've gone from 40 to 45 machines to fix. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm just fighting a losing battle. I just need to just chill and... Anyway, that's the video for the day. Hopefully you liked it. Maybe you learned something. Any questions? Obviously ask them in the comments, and I will talk to you all later.